This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
34-26 our score at the end of 3. Jay Simon alongside Kevin Gregory. It's the My News 26 Sports Game of the Week. Big North Conference action presented by Pac Mail, Dynamic Physical Therapy, Trend Designers, High Point Cadillac GMC, and of course Pizza Plus providing the food for the crew. They didn't leave us any, did they?
Pizza Plus, original sub with the original sauce. I don't see it anywhere, but I'm going to have to stop by on the way home and get some. Wait, no. I will not get any of that. Very fantastic, wonderful food, but I need to.
It's early in January. I got to imagine Pizza Plus. You think business dips just a smidge in January? I hope not. It's great stuff. I hope not. But yeah. You got to figure that maybe it dips just a little bit.
I'm going to sneak it on Fridays, my cheat day.
Just underway here in the fourth quarter. I might have even said, no, I said after 3. As the Vikings with possession, trying to hang on to this 8-point lead. Jackson Schremeyer, the standout senior center, playing with 4 fouls, back on the floor to start this fourth quarter.
I mean, that must be their defense with him out on top, but I don't like it. With 4 fouls, him guarding Keegan Brooks out on top. It worked out well for him that time, got the turnover, but there's been a bazillion turnovers today. But in general, I don't like it.
Ethan Baker with the steal will draw the fouls. Devontae Walker's a baller. The kid's got great handles. I'm not sure. It's like playing himself. It's got to be crazy trying to get away from Ethan Baker, who is just harassing the snot out of poor
ball hawk
Devontae Walker. My goodness. That's been a lot of fun. That matchup has been great to watch all night. You'd have to say Baker's gotten the best of it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. By a steal standpoint, sure. The reason I don't like Schremeyer out on top, just to elaborate a little more, I just think it puts him at risk way too much. I mean, if he's guarding Quinn down low, I mean, he can stand there with his hands up, and that could be effective. He's got a long reach and a big span, but he's doing a little too much reaching. If he's going to be stuck out on top, he's reaching too much. You don't want him to foul out.
Trojans trying to run off the made free throw, and Crago comes up with a steal. 7 minutes remaining in the game. 35-26, Vikings with the lead. And there's Brumfield with another steal. And can't quite finish, but he'll draw the foul. Brooks trying to get out of his way. Brumfield obviously trying to draw that contact.
It's good use of the body, yeah, definitely. He was in the air. It almost seemed like he was able to hit the right toggle switch and go right into Keegan there.
Yeah, I usually only see that in NBA Jam.
I try and avoid contact, but, I'm old.
I'm afraid to ask what that makes me. 6:51 to go in the ball game. Brumfield with a second free throw coming up. He's got 7 in the game. Misses the second. Crago with a strong rebound, wiping it away from Magnus Carlson.
That was a big boy rebound right there.
That was a big boy rebound. McTaggart double teamed. Baker in the corner, lost the handle and go out of bounds.
Yeah, coach giving it to him right now. That's definitely not where you want the ball. In the corner, driving baseline. That's where they're funneling you. There's 3 guys there ready to trap you, and you have nowhere to go.
Down low for Schremeyer. Little big man give and go there. Carlson couldn't hold on to it. Schremeyer pump fakes Crago. Gets to the rim, the hoop and the harm.
That's a good move right there. One dribble, power dribble. Drawing the contact, able to finish.
Well, we saw some highlights of him finishing that above the rim. We know he's capable of that from 15 feet. When you're 6'23", you can eat up that much room. Anybody over 6'1" is 6'23" to me.
Okay.
They're huge, right? The one dribble, 2-step type move when you're that big is easy. I don't think there's some question as to whether that bucket was good.
Oh, it was good. It was good. He was in the air.
Should have been, yeah.
I'd count it. Should I go down there and tell him?
Well, I counted it. They should have 28 right now. The scoreboard says 35-26. I don't see our monitor, but I'm going to guess that Madam Director has it at 28.
Fixed.
I'm not sure why the discussion. Well, now they're going to give it to him. Now they're going to give it to him.
That's the right call.
It is the right call,
Hey,
absolutely.
Take your time and get it right. That's what you want.
He finished. They came over and conversed. Coach Turner doing it in a very gentlemanly way, pulling the officials over. Schremeyer now bricks the three-point attempt, but Carlson, little floater. Magnus Carlson gets on the board for the first time, and it's a 5-point game. Closest the Trojans have been since late in the first half.
Look at Brumfield's reach. We talk about 7'10" reach all the time. Look at his arms.
McTaggart in and out.
Great pass.
Nice look by Walker. And Brooks is going to pick up his second, but he does stop the Javid layup. Unselfish play by Brumfield. I'm sure he probably felt like he could have elevated over the defender to find him on the other side. That was good hustle by Brooks to even stop that.
It was. I don't know if you saw Javed's hand on
It was on top of the ball.
Yeah,
like he wanted to dunk it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
notice that too.
Javid is listed at 6'1", so
maybe he's got that in him. I don't know.
6'1", 165. He's not being held down by weight like we are. I said we.
All right.
Front irons the second. Javid makes one of two. It's a 4-point Viking lead, and now there's another steal on the other end. Brumfield, 3-ball. Back iron. Javid with the rebound. Walker will set it up. 5:35 to go in the ball game. And we have one. 4-point game. Javed checked by Barczewski. Swung around to Brumfield. McTaggart didn't even see that coming, I don't think, to the last second. Brumfield with the jump stop looking for Carlson. Now they'll look for the big man underneath, and that went off the hands of Barczewski. That's the right call. Yeah. Crowd doesn't like it, but from this angle, we could see that clearly. That went off the hands of Barczewski, and from your angle, watching this, you could see that. The disagreeing crowd is on the far side of the bench.
Yeah, they didn't see. It was a good call. There
Walker
you go.
will try three. Strong rebound by Schremeyer. Walker attacking. Krago with the block. Carlson, though, with the putback. Magnus Carlson has 4 in the quarter. It's a 2-point lead.
I don't know how many timeouts Cadillac has, but if they turn the ball over here, it'd be a good time to regroup. This is going to be a great finish, this last 4 1/4 here.
I believe they have 3 remaining, if I am correct. 4.5 minutes remaining in this game. Baker harassed by Walker, trying to return the favor. McTaggart thought about it. Down low for Barczewski. Amidst the trees, rejected by Carlson.
Yeah, that didn't look like it was going to
go As Johnny
anywhere.
Mack would say, that was never there.
That was never there.
Walker will try another open 3. Won't go. Rebounded by Javid to Schremeyer. Can't finish. Krago finally will come up with it. McTaggart is on the floor.
Uh-oh.
And I can't tell what he's holding or looking at. I think they're saying maybe his hamstring.
Oh, let him sit there for a minute, guys. Let him sit there for a minute.
Well, if he's getting up, that's a good sign. Oh, boy, I hope he didn't pop something. 3:59 to go in this game, and Cam McTaggart, who has 13 and actually leads the Vikings. Krago's been held scoreless in the second half.
Both teams playing extremely hard. It's been a physical game. I mean, and not a lot of points, but there's up-in-your-face defense the whole game. Hate seeing anybody get hurt because it's been great effort for both teams.
Now, the Trojans especially seem to have found a renewed energy here in the second half. There's another near steal. Will remain Viking basketball.
Yeah, 10 or 12-point run will get the juices flowing again.
They will. So will a rim-rattling breakaway dunk.
Right.
And that was early in the third. That really did seem to get it's cliche, but it really did seem to get the Trojans going. Schremeyer nearly commits another foul. And we are going to get a foul.
Coach Benzenberg a little upset. The first one wasn't called, but he got the second one. Looks like some cramping maybe over there in the corner for.
Now, cramping would be good.
Yes.
Cramping would be better than a hamstring.
McTaggart.
Foul was on Devontae Walker, his second, and we are going to get a timeout. 30-second variety. Unofficially leaves the Vikings with 2 fulls. Trojans, I believe, with 4 of their 5 timeouts remaining.
Well, Traverse City just about all the way back. We're going to be in for a great finish here. So what we've seen working so far, how'd they make their run, Jay? They made their run. They finally got out in transition a little bit. What is Cadillac doing differently? I don't see a lot of shots going up.
No, they've shown patience on offense, but I'm not sure. It's almost like the protecting the lead rather than playing the way that you got there type thing, right?
Exactly. Yes. Very patient, but it's not translating into buckets or even good looks. Sometimes you can stomach not getting a point or two because you're getting good looks and you know they're going to drop, but they're not even getting looks up. They're having a real hard time with the Traverse City pressure, and so we're going to give Traverse City credit on that.
Baker against Walker.
Yeah, see, I think when they struggle the most, there's just a lot of standing around for Cadillac. And
there's that long arm. Schremeyer up ahead. There's another rim-rattling throwdown by James Brumfield. Ties this game at 35.
You get into trouble if you're Cadillac Vikings if you stand around. You got to have some movement.
And now we're going to get a foul on Carlson battling against Crago down low. And I think that's going to send Crago to the line for a 1-and-1.
Clearly it's easier to have good spacing and attack when 6'8", 6'9", whatever he is, 6'23", Schremeyer is on the bench. So him being back in the game, that's obviously going to help too because it clogs up that middle and it makes a guard. I'd be a little hesitant to go and attack looking at that.
Crago hits a big free throw. It's his first points of the second half. Vikings do not have a field goal in this quarter. 3:10 remaining in the game. They led by 8 coming into this quarter. Trojans came all the way back, but Quinn Crago has given him a 1-point lead. Misses the second. Schremeyer with the rebound. Walker with the little jab step on Baker. Gets away from Baker. Across the lane to Carlson.
It's good defense. Good help and recover.
Schremeyer down low for Carlson. I don't know why he didn't lay that in himself. Carlson tries to find the rim, but he will draw the foul. Couldn't figure out why Schremeyer didn't just lay that in.
Yeah.
I've never been that close to the rim, so my assumption is you would just put it in there if you're that close. I've never experienced that personally. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. Looks like McTaggart getting ready to check back in, so that's good to see him up, and hopefully there's nothing serious and the cramps went away.
Carlson makes the first to tie it at 36. Great finish coming up here. 2:49 remaining in the game. And the second is good. It's a little bit of an awkward looking free throw. Kind of Shaquille O'Neal-ish.
No.
And there's a turnover as Brooks trying to find Benson. Benson wasn't ready for it. Ethan Baker, the senior, letting the team know, hey, calm down, fellas. As Kevin would say, get the ball to daddy.
Give the ball to daddy. Let me bring it up. Who wants to be that guy for Cadillac is the question, though. You know, there are a lot of times say they're running a 4-guard, 1-in offense, 4 out, 1 in. So you have 4 guards. Who's going to be that guy? You want to say it's going to be Ethan Baker. You want to have a guy that says, hey, give me the ball. Let me bring it up the floor.
Schremeyer, nice little spin move on Crago. Skying for the rebound is Benson. Up ahead for Brooks. And looking back for Baker, too strong. Looked to me, Kevin, that Keegan Brooks might have had a lane to the rim, but he went for that extra pass, and it was just too strong. You like the unselfish play, but right now it's about taking care of the rock. It's a 1-point game. Central with the lead 37-36 with 2:28 to go.
Well, Keegan's a young guy, and he's a really good basketball player. I'm sure he'll grow from that. He'll grow from that. You learn. It's the only way to learn is by being in the fire.
Absolutely. Brumfield to Schremeyer. Puts it on the floor.
Oh!
Schremeyer!
Whoa!
Break out the pomp and circumstance because Schreemeyer's getting his degree from dunking on you. 2 minutes to go in the game.
It's a great call. In the half-court set, getting a two-hander. Nicely done.
39-36. TC Central with the 3-point lead. Barczewski trying to find somebody. Gets it to Crago on the baseline. Crago double team. Spins away. We're going to get a foul call. I don't know if they'll get Brumfield or if they'll get Carlson on this. They'll get Carlson.
1-1.
That's the fourth for Carlson, so both the big men of the Trojans now playing with 4 fouls and 1:38 to go in this game. And Crago will go to the line for a 1-1, but not before we get a full timeout.
Well, if you're Schramer, you know what that dunk said? Finally! Yes, there's 1:40 to go in the game, but finally I'm into this thing. I got a little sweat going. I've been playing for 3 or 4 minutes. I didn't pick up my 5th cheapie yet. Got a little dunk, got a feel for the game. I mean, clearly him being out had a dramatic impact on this game.
No question about that.
Well,
3-point ball game right now with the Vikings and Quinn Crago on the line for a 1-1. Crago can cut this to 1.
Right now you got to believe Coach Benzenberg drawing up both scenarios. Quinn, if you miss this, here's what we're in. And you got to believe it's going to be some full court man-to-man. Now they have 17 fouls themselves, so they can go for a quick steal. And if they get it, great. If not, hey, there's no shot clock in high school sports, so let's put them on the line shooting a pressure 1-on-1. Quinn, if you make these 2 free throws here, here's the trap that we're going to set up in. Here's the full court game we're going to set it up in. Now, do you go diamond? Do you go straight man-to-man? I got Ethan Baker on my team. You know I'm getting him in the mix somewhere as a ball hawk. Personally, I go full court man-to-man.
Devontae Walker is the Trojans' primary ball handler, but Adam Javid, James Brumfield, they've been able to help out. Both of them on the floor, along with the 2 big men, Magnus Carlson and Jackson Schremeyer, both playing with 4 fouls. Quinn Crago, a 1-1. Huge free throw by the senior. Quinn, of course, played his first 2 years of high school basketball at Cadillac Heritage Christian School, dominated at that Class D level. Came over to Cadillac his junior year, had to sit for the first semester.
Cadillac opts for a kind of a zone press. Didn't go man-to-man on that. Got to get some reaching. Got to get some reaching here.
1:25 to go in the game.
Got to take a chance.
Crago has really done a nice job against the Big North competition as Schremeyer, though, gets by him and lays it up and in. It's a 3-point game, 41-38 Trojans.
McTaggart with 3 3-pointers on the bench cramping up again. Cadillac wish they had him in the game right now. Another option.
Genema topside.
Hit
Baker,
it.
3-ball. Front iron. And saved and tapped. They're going to say this went over the basket.
Ooh.
Coach Benzenberg talking to the far side official. He'd like him to discuss it with him, whether or not they saw if this went over the top of the backboard.
Well, I love Ethan taking that shot. It's a good shot. Shot you got to take. It's open. It's a clean look. You're down 3. Why not? No call. No call reversal here.
Nope.
Careful, Coach.
Coach Benzenberg, I don't know if he's arguing that it didn't go over the backboard coming back or going the other way. In either case, it's the Trojans basketball. It doesn't matter. They use the big man Schremeyer in the middle to break that press. Inside for Brumfield for the lay-in.
one of the Cadillac defenders got a little mixed up there, didn't know who he had, created that lane.
Benson trying to make something happen, driving baseline. You like that. Attack the rim early. You're down by 5. You got to get something. And I think he's going to send Jackson Schremeyer to the bench with his 5th. That will end his night. Give the senior, though, Kevin, a ton of credit. He played 7.5 minutes of this 4th quarter with 4 fouls. That's very impressive. And he had a steal in the corner. He played tough defense. He didn't slack off for 7.5 minutes. He played well. And that's a tough thing to do with 4 fouls.
It is. Yeah, he definitely wasn't just standing there with his hands up. He was very active. Coach had him out on top. I didn't agree with it, but it worked out well. Turned the momentum in this game. But yeah, last time down on defense, one of the Cadillac defenders, and we're high school kids, and we love them all, and they try hard, so we don't name names sometimes, but lost his man, didn't know where he was at. Wide open lane. Traverse City was the result of that.
Benson will go to the line for a pair. 5-point game with 30 seconds remaining in this one. And the first rims out.
Well, there's a lot of ball game left, Cadillac. If you're Cadillac, you don't want to hang it up just yet. You know, make or miss here. Still a 2-possession game. Put them on the line shooting a 1-on-1. You take your chances going for a quick steal. If not, you're putting them on the line.
Second is missed. Carlson with the rebound. And Baker forced to foul Brumfield, who will go to the line now. Brumfield just a junior. He's got to be terrifying to the rest of the Big North. And I don't think, I mentioned it briefly, but we haven't really talked about it too much. You mentioned when we came back for the second half that the Trojans have been playing this game down 3 players. They had a player sick, didn't even make the trip with them. The biggest one, though, Tobin Schwanecke is how I want to say his name. Tobin, a freshman on the varsity, 3rd leading scorer. Excellent 3-point shooter as Brumfield makes the first.
Yeah, I mean, you got Schremeyer, you got Brumfield, and then your 3rd leading scorer, Schwanecke. I mean, I don't know, hopefully I didn't murder that name, but Schwanecke. So, especially in a game where Schremeyer out early, your main option. So who's your next go-to? Well, he's in a sling on the bench, so that didn't bode well for them at all.
44-38. Baker quickly the other way. Attacking, and Carlson doing a nice job of just maintaining his feet. They're going to get Crago for the foul. That's exactly what you're supposed to do when you're 6'5", 6'6", and a man 5-something attacks the rim. Don't leave your feet. Make him do something. You wouldn't know this. Make him do something. And don't leave your feet.
As the 5-0 going into the trees,
that's right.
make them do what they don't want to do.
Exactly.
I lay it out there, make them salivate at this big juicy steak like they're going to get it, and then I just do something else and they don't touch it. Right. Well, back in the day. Well, you got to wonder if Traverse City Trojans learned a little something about themselves tonight, being down a few pieces. And tough first half. It was ugly, for lack of a more articulate word for that. A lot of turnovers both ways.
I think you can articulate that fine when you only have 2 free throws in 1 quarter.
Very true. Very true. But maybe they found,
Coach Turner wouldn't disagree.
Maybe they found a little continuity in the second half, and obviously getting Schremeyer back in the mix in the 4th quarter and a couple of dunks, and that'll get you guys going. So I'm sure that'll bode well for them as the Big North Conference race continues.
Yep, the Trojans host Alpena a week and a day from tonight. They get a week and a day off before going home to take on Alpena. And then another big one, they'll get Petoskey on the 26th. They played a lot of games over the break. They hosted a Christmas tournament of sorts. And as we mentioned, 6-2 coming into this. They had 7 games in 2015, whereas the Vikings only played 4. Some other schools in the Big North doing the same thing. TC West is 3-5. Alpena is 2-4. Ogama Heights 0-6. So some of these bigger schools like to play these Christmas tournaments and see some stiffer competition and try to get themselves ready for conference, and it's worked well for the Trojans. As Carlson misses front end of his one-on-one. Brumfield absolutely
Well, if you can jump out of the gym anyway,
destroying
and you know they're going to shoot a three.
Attempt, yes, that's not terribly fair. Yes. Benson quickly, another three, 5 seconds remaining. And that'll do it. 44-38, your final. Traverse City Central Trojans remain undefeated in Big North play. They move to 7-2 with the win over the Vikings. But the Cadillac Vikings, despite being undersized, I think have served notice that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Big North. I think the Big North is pretty wide open. The Petoskey Northmen are solid. The Trojans definitely look very good. But the Vikings are going to cause some ripples themselves. The Big North is going to be a lot of fun to watch. 44-38 your final. We'll take a moment and collect some final thoughts and be back to wrap this one up. You're watching My News 26 Sports presentation, Boys Basketball Game of the Week, presented by Pac Mail, Dynamic Physical Therapy, Trend Designers, High Point Cadillac GMC, and of course, our crew feeders, Pizza Plus. Back in a moment.